Wait. First, I need like. No. Go.
Right.
Just stop laughing.
Guys, we're on day 2. We've got 43 days left until we get to the big Murph day. And some things that are going to be coming up is you guys are going to start getting sore or creating little tissue knots and buildup because you're patterning a bunch of movement that you have not been doing, or you've been scaling totally different, so you haven't been firing those muscles. So Dave and I came up with a couple of things just that we do all the time for maintenance that we thought you guys should know, so we figured we'd share that right now. If you guys click that link on Amazon, we have a little thing on Amazon Smiles. I'm not really sure, I'm not super tech savvy, but you can log in there and there's a link to a medicine ball or a lacrosse ball. There's a link to a band. There's a link to the Theracane, and if you buy it through smiles.amazon.com, maybe a penny goes to our foundation, which is awesome. But these are 3 super cheap things that are super essential to your well-being, so hit the link.
Perfect. Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
You want to start first, or you want me to
No,
start?
you go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm going to focus a little bit on just some shoulder exercises and some things that you can do if you have a band at home. And if you don't have a band, maybe you can grab maybe a milk carton or a water jug. And the idea is if somewhere in my house, maybe the door, I would tie up the band so it's kind of facing this way on the door, and I would start working a little bit on my rotator cuff. So I'd be grabbing the band like this, or the water jug, or the orange juice jug, and I'll be starting to come out. Right? I'll come out this way, and all the way in, and all the way out. Right? External rotation. I do that about 10 to 15 times on my right arm. Then I would go to my left arm and do the same. And then what I would do is after coming out, I would then start coming in. So then I would turn my way, right? And I would start, thank you, Christian. Like Dana White over here. And I would come in, right? So now I'm coming in internally. I'm really working on my rotator cuff as well. Again, when we're doing those pull-ups, you'll notice we're working on our chest, our shoulders, rotator cuffs, and therefore. So again, one is coming in, and then the other one is coming out, right? So coming out, coming in. And I'll do about 10 to 15 on each arm. I'll keep my elbows nice and tight, right? Engage my core, and I'm just really trying to loosen up my rotator cuffs and so forth. And then another movement you can do, thank you. Going down, right? I should clean this. That would be. A couple other things I would do is I'll come here. My palms are facing together, right? A lot of times I see people doing this and it changes the stretch. My palms are coming together. And basically what I'm doing is I'm getting in a good, nice, active position. Body's nice and in line. I'm just going to bring my head to my shoulders and I'm going to try to engage my back, right? Really open up my shoulders. It's a really good stretch. Hold this for about 30 seconds. Again, maybe do this 3 to 5 times. 2 more stretches I would recommend is coming here, my palm against the wall, nice and tall. Really putting a little bit of pressure, so I'm kind of leaning into the wall, and then the next thing I'll do, I'll go from that to this, where I'll just run my fingertips all the way down as far as I can. Some people might start feeling a little bit of pain here, so you might want to ease up a little bit. If you have a good and nice range of motion, you come all the way down. Again, my fingertips are always against the wall, trying to stay as forward as possible, because once I start turning, now I'm taking away that stretch. And then I'll bring my hand all the way back to the starting point. I'll probably do 10 to 15 again on each arm, probably try to do 4 sets. So those are 3 good things that you can work on. Rotator cuff, a little bit of shoulder exercises.
Yeah, on this thing that Dave is doing, it's important to keep the elbow tight to the body. So don't let your arm run away in this movement. But yeah, Dave, that was awesome. So other things that I like to do when this stuff gets tight, the cross ball, and I come up to the wall and I'm smashing this pec minor area, right? And I can get in there, dig with the ball. If I find a spot that's tight, I just sit there, maybe close my eyes and just breathe into that spot for a second, right? Breathe till it starts to melt, and then I'll just move 0.5 centimeter Now I found another hot spot. I'll breathe into this. As soon as that lets go, maybe I move it around, find another spot that's sticky, right? And break all that tissue up. So I hit this area in the front, and then I hit the same spots sort of in the back. Now, what I like using a lot for the back is this Theracane, but before we get into that, I like to get into this. And you guys probably see me do this in the gym, and I just come in here, and I smash all this stuff up. Boom. So, that's my lacrosse ball stuff. And then this Theracane, it doesn't have to be this brand, but I know a lot of you guys have something like this in your house. This thing is money for breaking up this area back here, because I can find where I've been working, find those spots, and just really pick apart the pieces of tissue. Another thing I like to do, a hack I like to do on this is if you have like a favorite type of Tiger Balm or whatever it is, type of stuff you spread on your body, I dip the end of the cane in there, I slide it under my shirt, and then I break that tissue up, and I'm forcing in that stuff. And then last thing, that the hanging, right?
Yeah, the hanging, and just before we get into the hanging, another thing that we can add to that, if you don't have a lacrosse ball at home, or you don't have a tennis ball or something that hard, you can use a foam roller, same thing. If you don't mind, I'll grab a foam roller real quick. Obviously might have to burn this foam roller when we're done with it, but same thing as Christian was showing, which I think is awesome. I prefer the lacrosse ball. I think it's a lot more efficient and you get more out of it. But if you don't have a lacrosse ball, you can use a foam roller and do the same thing, right? Really lean into it. Now I'm on my knees, but I'm getting my chest off the floor. I'm really leaning into it and putting a lot of pressure. And again, the same areas here. And then you can do the back as well, like Coach Christian was saying. Again, really leaning into it. And then another thing you can do is now work on our lats a little bit, right? So even just sitting on the foam roller and kind of leaning forward, right? My body's still in line. I can feel the pressure in my lats, and I can even roll a little bit, move down, or even come all the way back, and really hit that area that Christian was doing as well with the lacrosse ball. This is really good. You'd be surprised that just lying on this foam roller, how tight and sore you are.
And last but not least, shoulders, right? Hanging, palms forward, creates an open shoulder position. Also gives us a chance just to work that scap engagement. So some stuff you can do to just make yourself a little bit more loose, a little bit more prepared for the oncoming stuff. Also, that hanging makes your hands strong. That's what's important in our sport, right? It creates grip endurance, as well as putting a shoulder in an open position. We want to break up all this tissue that we're using, front, sides, and back. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that was perfect. Again, thank you guys. See you probably this weekend, right?
Let's burn all this stuff.
Yes.